Gentlemen, paper?
To speak, is it, I did say Kammeyer.
Kammeyer.
Okay. And did you have anything else to add, anything to explain with?
Well, again, a couple of things. I'll probably address all the points. I appreciate everybody's input. TDA appreciates everybody's input. We're not here trying to be a bully and trying to force something. We really are trying to do the right thing. Our concern is strictly the safety. If we have 15,000 trucks crossing every day across a particular road, and they're coming on it a little bit and they crossed it, and there's 200 cars going across, that is going to be a safety issue. It's also going to be an inconvenience. We'll have to, if we don't close the road, we don't have the money to put a bridge over it. It's that kind of expense would have to be borne by the ratepayers, and we can't justify that. We have to be mindful of all the people we sell power to in the valley, so we can't build a bridge. So our two choices are to do what we're asking to do here, or else you tell us no, and we'll put flaggers out there, and we'll do the best we can to make sure that nobody gets hurt, but we'll have to stop traffic anyway. And people will come up and have down. Good news is it doesn't affect your wife at 4 in the morning, so it is, some people it won't affect, but during the day we'll have people there, and we'll stop traffic as these trucks come and go. And we'll do the best we can to keep that road clean as we operate. That's the other choice. There is no really three choices. As far as the environmental NEPA requirements, we follow NEPA, we do all the requirements. If you pulled off a document for tearing down the houses, that evaluation review, that environmental review is only for tearing down the houses. There's another one that addresses that borrow area, taking this clay out, so you need to go get that document, because they're independent projects and they have their own evaluation. So there is no additional NEPA evaluation that needs to be done. We've already done that. If the law requires something to be done, we do it, okay? Now, I really appreciate the comments about, is there a compromise? Is there a way maybe we only close the road down when we've got truck traffic? You know, it's hard to do that on a day-to-day basis, but we'll be only in construction for the construction season. And for long weekends and things like that, can we open the road back up? Maybe that's a possibility. We're very willing to compromise and try to work with folks. We're not trying to inconvenience anybody. We just don't want to see anybody get hurt. That's really the bottom line. We want to be reasonable. If we're going to have another meeting anyway, maybe we can get together and talk about some compromises and figure out how we can maybe stay out of somebody's way, particularly when we're not doing construction. You know, we put some temporary barricades up, we close it off while during the construction season, on weekends and holidays and non-construction season, we open it back up. You know, we can work out something like that. That's going to make more people just meet their requirements. So there are compromises, but our sole purpose here is to try to keep people safe. 15,000 trucks a day is a long time. If you don't close the road, then we'll have to close it. We'll follow Alabama Department of Transportation requirements. We'll file a plan with them, and there'll be flaggers out there. That's what we'll do.
You said construction season, but mainly summer months?
Yes. As soon as the rainy season stops and we can start moving clay. Adam over here is our construction manager. He's not going to want it in the rainy season to be out there in that red Alabama clay trying to pick it up and move it. So we'll style it in the fall, and before the rainy season we'll resume in the spring. And during that winter period we can open the road back up. Get some trucks and sweepers out there, clean it up, make sure it's good, patch it if we damage it, and when we're done, of course, we'll return it back to a better condition than it is now. It's a chip and tar, I think. It's not a really great shape road, but we will fix it better than it is now. We'll put it back in. And we felt we meet our commitments, and we will put that in writing, and we will do that.
I have if I may elaborate on that, what I was suggesting is, for one, how much traffic has anybody done a study of how much traffic is on the road?
250 to 275 every day.
Every day? Okay. I know, I'm a resident, I didn't see a lot of traffic coming forth through, as most of the residents, what I was seeing coming back forth. So that's, you know, our biggest concern. One of the compromises I mentioned, and elaborate on that, is like, if we're gonna work from 7 to 3, and I'm just throwing out times, if we had to close the road, if it's absolutely we have to, I'm for leaving it open first. I want to say that. But if we come down to have to as far as closing it, I'll compromise and say put the barriers up at 7 o'clock to 3 o'clock, take them back down. Just during the time they were working. if we have to go that far, instead of just close them off during, season. I mean, I don't know if that's an option or not. Temporary barrier, take them down at the end of the day or beginning.
I think that would be similar to leaving it open and doing kind of what was mentioned. That's something to consider.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, I know that would be an option too. I know you have to be safety, but if there's, given how much traffic, I didn't know if that was, what kind of, how bad that would be to control. I didn't see there's too much traffic coming back and forth, so in my opinion, I didn't think it would be too hard to be safe and let the residents use the road back and forth.
Just to respond to that solution, my team has to look at that, but given the choice of, let's not close it and put flaggers out there, stopping people and holding them there, versus closing it during the day, a 10-hour day, and then reopening at night, that your solution is better than putting flaggers out there. I think it's safer and less of an impact, so we're willing to work with you on that kind of stuff.
Well, I don't know how that works for everybody else. That's just something I wanted to throw out there in case it comes, we couldn't keep it open altogether.
I'd just like to ask a question. Like I said, I'm retired and on fixed income. It's gonna cost me quite a bit more, cause I travel that road 6 or 7 times a week. Who's gonna put that gas money back in my pocket?
If the road's closed.
If the road's closed?
I don't know that there's any solution in this process if we do choose to close the road that we do that. So that's something that we as a commission have to consider if we choose to close the road. Something that's a decision.
But I don't think it gives TVA a right to hurt the individual citizens that live in that area.
Right,
I'm for a solution. If they can keep that road open, that's great. I work with them any way they can. But I don't want them to take money out of my pocket, and you wouldn't either.
Does TVA have a site or information available that describes your full plan in relationship to this remediation project?
We can give you additional information if you're interested, but
It's all piecemeal.
I wouldn't call it piecemeal. Each project has an environmental review and documentation submitted to ADEM. It's all public documents. I'd be glad to share that with you.
But there is no, my concern is, of course, you're undergoing this project and there's no formal description of exactly in a single source document or a series of source documents that describes the action that you want to accomplish. And I believe that's a legal requirement that you
Yes,
do that.
But we do that, and that's the documents that you pulled out one document off the internet on tearing down, demolishing those homes. You've gotten a piece of it, and there's other documents out there that describe this project. Each of these projects has a document that exists, and right now we tore the houses down, and now we're talking about closure of this facility, which has its own review package, and then we're talking about the borrow areas. So there's 3 separate packages. It's not piecemeal, but it's 3 separate projects, and each of them have an evaluation. Each of them have either NEPA document and a submittal to the state. That's all available. It's all public documents. If you need a copy, we can direct you to where they're posted.
I'll talk to you afterwards, sir, because I really do want those documents. And I think of what's important, you really need to describe to the public in this commission and to ADEM and the state exactly what your plan is.
We've already done that. We've already submitted to ADEM.
So there is a document then that has the plan.
Yes, it's already submitted.
And you're going to tell me where I can get that document.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions from the commission? Yes.
Mr. Widener, the road material that this is built out of, will it sustain this type of traffic, this heavy traffic, whether we close it or not? If we're gonna tear up one of our roads, and that's another issue, will this road hold up for this type of traffic?
No, sir, I think TBA realizes that. I mean, and I'm assuming, are y'all gonna just be taking the one route across the road, one location, or will you be crossing it everywhere, or?
We're gonna be coming from here, across here, and over, and that whole segment, including that piece of road we'll be on, we'll rebuild. We'll have to take this piece out, put the appropriate sub-base on it, and we'll have this whole thing built in order to handle
A
that.
couple things I was thinking for, if the commission decides to go with the route that I think the residents want, leaving it open and doing it, then I would want to TBA to look at, some kind of maintenance program daily, because that many trucks a day is gonna cause problems every day. And number two, if they did close it, if you chose to close it, then of course, as you mentioned, we could come back with some kind of, rebuild after the project's over.
That would be my concern. If it stays open, you're gonna have citizens traveling a tore-up road every day, and
I think in our agreement, the TBA would be willing probably to maintain it daily and be sure.
okay.
Yeah, let me make a comment on that. We're not gonna, if we go with the compromise, well, back to your original comment, you know roads, you know this kind of traffic and this kind of equipment. It requires a complete rebuild, but
Sure.
we're only gonna be crossing this section here.
Okay.
So we're gonna rebuild this and across here, and we can pave that section so it'll be smooth across here. Now, if, we go to turn it over, we can recondition the whole thing, back to its current state, but this piece here is gonna take some additional work.
And you do that prior to the use of it, build the road base back up and stuff prior to use, where if you had any damage during the daytime and left the gates open at night, it wouldn't, anybody traveling that stretch of road wouldn't.
Right, before we bring any trucks across it, we've gotta rebuild it, so when we rebuild it, it'll be good for the trucks, there won't be any daily damage, it'll be inspected, Adams folks are out there all the time, it'll be inspected, so we'll rebuild that section, but we're not gonna touch the rest of it because we're not gonna have trucks on it.
Anything else for the commission? One more
Can I
comment?
say something else,
Yes.
Mr. Houser? For the gentleman from TBA. Right here at this section, before you get to the bridge. Now, from Mr. Meisner's mother's house back to that bridge, and I assume that's where you're gonna put your turn around that he was asking about. But,
Up here so everybody can see it. So the turnaround is here, the turnaround is here, our crossing is here, Mr. Mashburn, his mom lives right there, yes.
so right here at this cut right here, and y'all gonna come from this side here.
Crossed here, and over here.
Well, man, I don't understand, y'all never got a 4-lane bridge, and unfortunately, you don't show it on this map here. But I would just about guess that the county would be proud to have a bridge anywhere in our road system as good as this one. I just don't understand. And this dike right here, it looks like y'all do have your new flume, if y'all recently.
Emergency discharge, yes, we do.
Okay, so, I mean, emergency discharge, so y'all are fixing to fill it in, and that's where you're gonna discharge, I mean, but that's the,
That's not a discharge, it's an emergency.
But what I'm getting at is-
100-year storm.
before you get to the bridge here, there's 2 banks on both sides of the roads. I mean, I don't understand that TBA's gonna, do whatever with their property, and they've got it fenced all the way, and unfortunately, Kudzu took it over, but, and all this is posted, and, all the residents around there know that, TBA's gonna take the big house, but anyway, I don't understand why they couldn't put a bridge
Across here?
there, not from this point where the high point is. I mean, I don't think it would cost that much. I mean, as far as TBA
A
is
bridge
concerned.
over County Road 96.
Well, if we
Rate
do it
payers
for 3
money.
seasons, put 4 flagmans out there and 4 trucks. I mean,
We're trying to avoid that.
but, well, we could avoid it all if y'all just put a bridge. The water line wouldn't be interrupted or anything else.
Anything else from the commission? We do have to have a second public hearing on this, and the tentative date right now, it'll be the 13th or the 27th. If you want the confirmation on that, we will have something advertised by the end of this week, so you can call into the commission office Friday, and we'll have a confirmation on which date that will be, but it'll either be January 13th or January 27th, once we confirm what work is scheduled. Both of those, I think the 13th is 5 weeks away, which gives us plenty of time to make those advertisements. So again, we will post that in the newspaper. We'll also have that posted here, and you can call the commission office this Friday, and we'll have a confirmation on when that will be. Okay?
We'll change the date on our sign out there too, everybody, so that.